The Silent Scout, the dog of no man's land. The trenches of 1917 were a nightmare of mud, barbed wire, and endless waiting. But in Sector 7, the soldiers had a secret weapon that didn't fire a single bullet. It was a stray terrier named Jacques, who had wandered into their trench during a heavy rainstorm. Jacques wasn't just a mascot. He had an uncanny ability to hear the whistle of incoming shells seconds before they hit, saving dozens of lives. One foggy morning, a young private named Arthur was sent out into no man's land to repair a cut communication wire. The fog was so thick he couldn't see his own hand, and halfway through the mission, the enemy began a surprise gas attack. The yellow, suffocating mist started rolling across the ground. Arthur tried to scramble back, but he tripped and fell into a deep shell hole, his gas mask slipping out of reach in the mud. Back in the trench, the men were frantic, but they couldn't see through the poison. Suddenly, Jacques barked a sharp, desperate sound and vanished into the fog before anyone could stop him. The soldiers listened, their hearts pounding. For minutes, there was nothing but the hiss of gas and the distant thud of guns. Then they heard a muffled scratching and a low whine. Jacques appeared through the mist, dragging something by the sleeve. It was Arthur. The small dog had found him in the dark, and despite the burning gas in his own lungs, he had pulled the soldier's head onto a higher ledge where the air was still clear. Jacques stayed there, barking rhythmically to lead the rescue party to their exact location. The medics managed to pull both of them back into the safety of the trench. Arthur survived, but Jacques' lungs had been badly damaged by the fumes. For 3 days, the entire battalion took turns sitting with the small dog, sharing their best rations and keeping him warm with their wool coats. When Jacques finally took his last breath, the trench fell into a silence deeper than any ceasefire. They buried Jacques behind the lines with full military honors, the only dog in the sector to receive a soldier's salute. Arthur eventually returned home and named his first son after the scout who found him in the fog. He taught his children that courage doesn't always wear a uniform or carry a gun. Sometimes it has 4 paws and a heart so big it can pull a man out of the jaws of death itself.